Hello. Hi.
Welcome to the Millcast. We're your host, Amanda.
And I'm Peggy.
And yeah, it's Monday, January 8th today.
Yeah. And it's been a while since we've actually been live, if you will.
Live-ish.
Right, live-ish.
You'll see this, tomorrow or this week.
Yeah.
But it snowed this weekend.
You want to start there or what you're wearing? But what you're wearing is gorgeous. But yeah, okay, let's snow.
I wanted to talk about the snow. It came down, finally. All of the snow had dried up after the holidays. Like, we had so much dreary, rainy, warm weather, and, like, I was out walking on the trails, and there's just, like, not even ice. Nothing. Just dry.
Yeah.
Roads, dusty. Car, dirty.
And then
yesterday it came
I
down.
want to say we had a solid foot.
Yeah, I think so.
It was something. And I've got some pictures I took them when the snow was coming down, so you can't see far, but one of them is our round bales are out there, and that's what our sheep are for the most part eating. And then the sheep, I want to make it very clear, we are good shepherds and they have a barn. Okay, there's a barn they could go into, but no,
they're just out.
They're out with like 6 inches of snow on them. Their faces are covered with snow, and I'm like trying to convince them they could go in, but they no interest whatsoever.
Well, we went out for a little walk yesterday afternoon, and Maeve, for like the first time, really like got to walk in the snow.
Oh, yeah.
The last time it snowed, she wasn't very interested in it for whatever reason, and now I bundled her all up, and you'll see a little photo of her. She's walking down the road, and every time she hits like a little snowball, she wants to stomp on it with her feet. It's so cute. She did eventually agree to let us put her in the backpack, and so we got a little bit of a walk in.
Good.
You know how it is with toddlers. You're like, hustle it up.
I do know, because since we did our pre-recorded ones, Todd and I went to Portland to see our grandkids, 3.5, 1.5, and a 6-week-old. And so our goal was to take the older ones out on excursions. Yep. And you're absolutely right. Come on, let's walk along. We went to the beach. We went to a very famous, I think it's Fish Harbor, a seafood market, because I wanted the kids to see lobsters, and all that stuff. And Todd bought Sorry, that board game.
What's that? Oh, okay.
That classical board game, and he and Emma were learning how to play it. And anyway, we had a marvelous time with our grandkids.
Great.
Really great. And that was a lot of fun. But you're right. You kind of say, Children's Museum. Everybody and their brother on that rainy day, that Saturday.
Sure.
What a zoo.
Yeah.
But the Portland Children's Museum is extremely well done.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
To make a trip down to Portland again sometime.
But we're back in the mill.
We're back in the mill, back to work.
Yeah.
Things are, they're good. But let's get back to the sweaters. We got to talk about what I'm
sweater.
Wearing. Yeah.
Yes.
This arrived at the mill this weekend. I don't have time to knit things like this right now in my life.
Well, we're trying to showcase how Making Tracks knits up, and there's just all kinds of fabulous patterns out there.
Yes, so we have finally decided to solicit some sample knitters.
Yeah.
And this amazing woman, Francesca, knit this for us using our Making Tracks
and Leaves in the Brook.
And then the white is the Making Tracks undyed, so it's the exact same fiber throughout, and it is super soft. And the pattern is called the Eye Dazzler.
Yeah, Eye Dazzler by Jennifer Berg. It's on Ravelry.
And it is.
And I love the cuffs.
Cool.
The cuffs are really nice little accent on the cuff.
It looks like it might be like a seed stitch in between.
Yeah.
Just like every other row of just a stockinette in the contrast. I love how Making Tracks.
It's
shows.
Spectacular.
And it is, like I said, it's very comfortable. We have one qualm with the pattern, or not even a qualm, just a discussion we wanted to have.
Yeah, because there seem to be several patterns like this now.
This is the thing.
Yeah.
The yoke comes down so far. So my armpit is like here, and then you have the wrist out. But it's meant to be sort of like a drop, I don't know what you call it, a drop yoke. So it's almost it's a little above my elbow where it actually comes, and it's very comfy when you're just sitting around.
And when you were standing in it, I was like, wow, that's knockout. But you've got that, it's almost like the Chinese women who had their feet bound and are just hobbling around here.
Yeah, you have to keep your elbows to your side.
Right. Yeah.
So I think it is. I've seen this in other patterns as well, because what it allows you to do is design a really long yoke without having to break it up for putting in the arms or the armpits, and it looks so beautiful. But you kind of you're like committing to just sort of like doing things with your arms down here, which if you're sitting at an office. Yeah. If you're, doing most things.
Yeah, dinner party.
Yeah. But the other thing that you really need to accompany a sweater like this is like a cloak. Because you can't put your arms in your jacket.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Your armpits go up to here. So I think if you had I think we should bring back the cloaks, is what I'm saying. Because that would be the great accompaniment
there you go.
to this sweater.
It looks phenomenal.
Yeah, and it otherwise fits perfectly. So Francesca, you did such a great job.
Yeah.
It looks amazing. We're thrilled.
Yeah,
and we will have this at our next festivals, which we'll tell you about later. But we're excited to get some samples in, some new stuff to wear in our yarn.
It's really lovely.
Yeah, and we'd love to
Francesca.
hear your opinions on this design. What do you think about it? Is it a turn off? How do you style it in your wardrobe?
Yeah, and are you seeing this trend as well? We've got several patterns that people have recommended for making tracks, and some of them are the same thing where it goes really low. So So it is.
It's cool. I'm very comfortable right now. I'm not going to go do mill work in this sweater, though.
So speaking of the mill, we are back at it. Actually, I got in early this morning, and I was going to start spinning, and I was like, you know what? It's a new year. I got into a cleaning frenzy
this morning.
Yeah, it just needed to be done.
Yeah. You looked a little frantic when I came in, and we had to jump on a call. I was like, it'll be fine.
Yeah. I was right in the middle of whatever, but it felt really good just to make everything in its place, take care of things.
I haven't even been in the mill yet today to check this out, but I'm excited to see.
So in my frenzy of cleaning, we own a mill, and one of the things that comes with owning a mill is a security system.
Okay, we chose to put it in. Let's be clear. As small business owners, we decided
we're in downtown White River Junction. We have big windows facing the street, and we just thought, from the moment we started the mill, it would be wise to have a security system.
Although I just want to caveat with the big windows. Hilariously, when the big window got smashed, the security system did not go off at all. Yeah. So that's a total aside. I mean, that was for those of you that don't know,
2 years ago,
less than a year into business.
Yeah.
Right around New Year's.
Yeah, it was December 30th.
2021, I guess it must have been.
22, I think. And then I think it was 22.
Okay, well,
in any case,
we got our big windows BB gunned out.
Right, it was
like
5
kids.
o'clock in the
Anyways,
3 kids.
They totally smashed our old windows, and now we have beautiful new windows,
we have
which are much more
windows.
Insulated and efficient, and that's fine. But that was just our one. Yeah, that was we've had to deal with as far as vandalism, burglary goes, thankfully. But lately, our Tasco security system, which is our local security provider, has been going off and driving us both nuts.
10:30 at night, 1:30 in the morning.
And it's like false alarm.
Right, it's a motion detector, and the first time I was like, well, I came down here, it was 1:30 in the morning. Well, the first time it went, I came down here, the cops had already come and gone. They had said there was no break-in, so I was like, well, it's pitch black out.
None of the doors are going off.
None of the doors. It was
an intermill
motion. So I decided at 1:30 in the morning, I'm not going in. So I went home. The thing has since gone off several times. I talked to Tasco. I knew we had 2 motion detectors. Well, there's actually a third one, and the third one is in a box that's up about 14 feet high, and it's where kind of all the wiring is. And I've figured out how to bypass it because they think that maybe a mouse is tripping it. But I don't really have any, I hadn't seen any signs of a mouse, but I did go and set a mouse trap. First I set it with hummus because there was nothing else I could find, and that didn't do anything. So I did peanut butter, and guess what I found this morning?
A mouse.
A trapped mouse. A dead mouse. Got that peanut butter worked, and I've reloaded it because, where there's one, there may be another.
People are going to come after us.
You got to deal with it. So I was rather thrilled to see that mouse.
So now we're good to go with the alarm system, we think.
Well, I don't know that there isn't another mouse, so I'm going to trap, and then we'll continue to bypass that motion detector for a couple more days.
So internet, come and rob us now. This is the time. We're Again, things we probably shouldn't be putting out on our podcast.
It's not the internet. Well, whatever. But I feel rather vindicated that that mouse has been trapped.
Yes.
Oh, the joys of small business ownership.
Yeah, there's always something.
Yeah. Oh, I meant to bring. Did I bring it? This puns.
Oh yes, we were going to say thank you for
we got
supplying
so
us
many
with so many great puns.
We had so many great puns. I have to go get it. Chat about puns. I've got to go grab my list.
I don't have much to say about puns because
do you know the one that's out there now?
Oh yes, so Peggy is in charge of the sandwich sign that lives outside the mill, which occasionally displays things such as open house this Friday or, sale on our website or something, relevant. But most of the time we've decided the best use of that sign is to display sheep puns. And our neighbors have gotten into it, craft studies, and we've done a pun off before. So the most recent one that Peggy put up is, "Oops, I knitted again."
Yeah.
And I did chuckle at that when I saw
It's
it.
a good one. It's a good one. Todd likes to supply some, and he has provided a lot. But we'd asked for some on the Millcast recently, and you guys sent in some great ones. I got to share with it.
These are tough to say out loud though, because they are so many of them are like funny,
visual,
written down. But go for it.
Woolly Wonka. That's
like
not bad.
Woolly.
We mill, rock you, which is similar to another we'll talk about another time. Live and let die, DYE.
Okay.
Yep. You wool the world.
EWE.
Wool the world.
Wow.
Yeah. Have a brilliant day.
That's
yeah.
great.
So anyway, a lot came in. Thank you, and it gives me. I was running dry, so now I've got a nice collection. Keep
At a
them
certain
going.
point, I feel like you can recycle them. Maybe like after a year, people haven't seen it. Oldies and goodies.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But we've got a nice stash now.
Good.
So anyway, thanks very, very much for sending in the puns.
You'll make the White River Junction community chuckle.
Absolutely.
And
absolutely.
sort of get a hint of what the heck is going on in this building.
Yeah. Yeah. So, our spinner.
Yes, updates.
We're making progress.
Definitely, last week was a challenge. I don't know if there was something in the charts of the astrology or what, but every
Mars in retrograde
other
for sure.
day was like one step forward, 2 steps backwards, or and sometimes the opposite, which is what you want: 2 steps forward, 1 step backwards.
It's a great piece of equipment. We're learning how to use it, and there are some things of just settling in. We had a fuse blow, which was kind of unexpected, but we got a great electrician. Gary was over and got that fixed. And he helped us with a couple of other things, but really it's how does this thing work? How do we want to run it? There's one step that, boy, we were really struggling with. You had nailed it, and then when you were out, Leah and Emma and I, we were trying it, and we were really struggling last Thursday. And then Friday, we came at it again with you, and it was like the clouds parted, and it was like, oh, that's how you do it.
Yeah, so we've got a little clip to show you of the spinner training.
Yeah.
And I want to point out one thing. So when I'm doing it there, I'm actually putting this up and then down. And then it's just this hand feeding it in.
Okay.
Does that make sense? So up and down. So
you made it look so easy, and we all got it.
Well, and they made it look so easy in Italy, and that's what I think we made the mistake while we were at Ramella of saying, yeah, this looks like basically the motion that we are familiar with our other machine, and yet it stumped all of us for the longest time trying to figure out how exactly
to get that
and that move is really critical, because that's the moment where you're connecting the roving that's coming down through all those nice rollers to the yarn threaded on the bobbin, and then it starts to pull itself down and get wound onto the bobbin, and you're making yarn. But if you don't have that good connection and like
it was a step that we had to master.
Yes, and the other reason it's critical is like if something happens to one of those 12 strands of yarn that are getting made, you need to be able to confidently reconnect it and know that you're not going to make a huge slub or cause a big mess right there in the yarn. So you really got to get that muscle memory down. So I feel like Friday we came away being like, yes.
I think all of us, all 4 of us, were like, yep, I've got it.
We'll see what happens today.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah.
But I think the plan with the spinner is to start. We have some test batches of yarn sort of in the queue that we want to spin up this week, I think, on different breeds.
Right. We've done making tracks, and we know that that's going to work. And now we're going to do some custom processing. It's our own wool, so we're not figuring things out on a customer's product, but we have some that is scoured and carded and ready to go. We're going to experiment, make sure we've got that nailed down.
So it's sort of like every single breed of sheep, produces different yarn, and we want to be sure that we know how to configure the machine to process various yarns with different types of attributes. And so the yarn that we spin for making tracks, we love it, or the wool that we spin, because it has such a desire to stay together and play nicely.
It's got great crimp.
Yeah, great crimp or scales or whatever it is that causes the stick togetherness. But some breeds, especially the long wools, so the Border Leicesters, the even Romney sometimes, the Finn, those breeds, they're just a lot sleeker. They don't have the scales on the individual fiber as dramatically, so those strands don't want to hold together as much, and we need to see on this spinner. How does it work? In theory, it should be a lot better than our current spinner, because I'll tell you one thing I love about the new spinner is the lack of tension it's putting on the strand. It's got these things on the top of the spindles that are like, it's fingers. Like a little metal finger that while it goes around, this little finger sort of some scientific way reduces the amount of tension on that yarn as it's traveling onto the bobbin. And it is not like a little difference. It's dramatically different. Like if you try to touch that single as it's being spun on our old machine, first of all, it'd probably break because there's so much tension you really don't want to touch it. Yeah. But on this one, it's just like, you can nice and loose. It doesn't even break. Yeah. So we're hoping that is great for us.
We're making progress.
Yeah, but we'll keep you updated.
Absolutely. Other quick update. We're coming to the end of the 1,000-pound story. Well, it's got a part 2 to it, but it is being picked up in Jamestown, South Carolina today.
Fantastic. Yeah. So it's getting picked up at the mill, Chargers.
Chargers is the scouring plant down in South Carolina. It started at 1,000 pounds, trucked it down there. It's now apparently 575 pounds. Yep. And it's going to take about 3 days to get up here.
Yeah. So we'll see. And with that weight change, I'm curious to see like what it's going to look like when it comes here. But just so folks know, on average, like when we're scouring perfectly skirted fleeces here, we're usually losing about 30%. So if you had, say, 1,000 pounds, we would expect it to be 700 or 650 or something like that. I'm not surprised that such a large facility as Chargers lost more weight. Yeah. And what a lot of that weight is just the grease. It's the lanolin on the fiber that washes out, as well as dirt, other stuff like that. So that's not a huge shock. It's just, I think it makes sense. A larger processing facility is probably going to have more waste than a smaller one. So we will see. Well,
we'll see what it looks like. I'm looking forward to it. We've got big plans for it.
But it's not like they lost half the fiber.
No.
It's just, that's how it works.
That's what it is. Yeah. So more on that. Okay, but now drum roll onto our big...
Yes, today is the day we're casting on for our Nourishment Cowl knit-along. Yeah. So I'll show you again the finished cowl. Just a so beautiful lovely design. This is by Erica Field. We've been talking a lot about it recently. Hopefully everyone who wants to join us has picked their colors
There's still plenty of time if you want to
we're running this through the end of February. So it's going to be, you'll have plenty of time. And it takes 2 skeins of our yarn. Here you can see it with the Farm Fresh or, solid color skein. And then you've got our Making Tracks as the contrasting color. Yep. We've got another sample here as well. This is with our late October as the Making Tracks and the merino, or what is it, the Montreal Cheviot merino. Correct. As the contrast. Yeah. I'm curious to see what yours is going to look like. Do you want to go first?
I will go first.
We have cast on.
Yes, I went with zinnia.
Ooh, okay.
I know, I did 2 Making Tracks. I did Constellation, which is kind of consistent. It doesn't have a lot of range of colorway, but it's dark. And then I did it with zinnia. Yeah. And you can really see there. So I have gotten, where am I at here?
Oh, you've not only you're a fast knitter.
There was amazing football all day Sunday, and we were snowed in. Yeah. What else could I do?
I don't know. Watch a toddler.
That's your problem, not mine. Yeah. Watch a toddler. Never mind. I was going to say something about Todd. That's not fair. So that's how it's going right there. And I've really, really enjoyed it. At first, I was like, I don't know if you've gotten to this step at all.
No, I'll show you where I am. I'll introduce what I'm doing too.
Okay.
So I have cast on, I'm using the Jacob and Rambouillet with Pumpkin Patch.
Yeah.
Which I haven't knit with this colorway yet, so I really have been eyeing it for some time. So I've just cast on, as was the assignment for this week, Peg. I'm just kidding. So yeah, mine, I've just gotten the first couple rows of the color work started, and I'm really enjoying it. I mean, every row is kind of different at this point.
That's right. That's right. And you've done this step where you have this dramatic, separated long piece of yarn. And at first when I saw that, I go, boy, this doesn't look good. And I didn't have the samples with, and I didn't understand. Then you're going to do a regular knit round, and then you're going to pick up.
Interesting.
That.
Yeah, I'm just blindly following it, which I kind of like. It's sort of a paint by numbers situation.
Well, then you don't want to know that this is what you're going to do.
Well,
I don't pick that up.
Fine.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm having a lot of fun with this.
And you're knitting it looks like on 7s?
I decided to go 7s. I know that there was instructions that if you wanted a tighter cowl, you could go down a needle size and then go to the 7s.
Yeah, I'm starting mine on 6s because I wanted it to be a little bit tighter. And I've got my junction fiber mill.
Nice.
Stitch marker, which is so fun and shiny.
So anyway, I'm just loving... I really like zinnia, and I can't wait. I'm just about to head into the pinks.
Yeah, I don't think we mentioned in our Millcast yet, but I do want to... There's a note on the pattern, and I want to make sure to say it now. You're going to use all your yarn for this. And so be careful to, like, when you're long tail casting on, not, like, make too long a tail. I know our sample knitter said... almost playing yarn chicken at the end of this with making tracks. So I just want to caution folks, if you think that you want, and that's part of the reason I went with 6s, is just to make it a little bit smaller to start. Okay. But this is a pattern that's going to use all your yarn. So just be cautious of that. If you think you knit like large gauge, you may want to go
down a needle size.
Or pick up another skein of yarn too. We produce everything in super small batches here, so especially if you want the solids and you want it to, but hopefully everyone's yarn lasts, but it's on the pattern, and I just want to say it out here. 2 skeins just barely finishes this. Yeah. Well, anyway, I think the instructions are quite clear. Yes, they are quite clear. So Erica did a great job, and she's been really active in our Ravelry group and over at the Millcast comments. I'm sure she's available as well on Instagram. So if you have any questions or anything, she's around, and we hope that you're participating. Hashtag JFMKAL on social media. That'll sort of connect you with other people doing this knit along, and you can go ahead and follow that hashtag as well. And like I said, we've got a Ravelry thread in our group. So and we're going to do a live event. Yes, our first. We've never done this before. Because that's what we love to do. Things we've never done before. So next Wednesday, January 17th, we are going to do a live Zoom event. So it'll be us and Erica. And all of you who want to tune in and knit with us. Yeah. It's going to be very casual. Yeah, so 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock. The link is on our website through the events page, so you can go ahead and find it there and log on. But yeah, it should be fun. We'll learn what we don't know at the time about hosting live events. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. We've never done it before, so I'm kind of excited to see how many folks join and how we make it fun for everybody to participate. Yeah, and we'll find out. Cool. So that's that. Happy cast on day. We're excited that it's a new year, a new project. Yeah. But speaking of projects, I have a project update from my previous year's knitting. Oh my gosh! I have the finished. Oh, look at this. Penguino, which I still need to weave in some ends. I've woven in a lot of them. That is so adorable. Isn't this so cute? It's definitely small on her, so that's fine. It'll fit the next one. But it comes up to, like, her belly. It's like a little kimono. Yeah, but the white I-cord all the way around sort of ties it together, and the shawl collar, man. Yeah. It's super cute. It used a ton of my, like, scrap yarn that was just sitting around, so it was a great project to stash bust. I gotta say, I was a little ambivalent about it. Now I'm blown away. Yeah, you like it? I think it's adorable. Fun, right? Now I could see why someone would do it for an adult. Totally. And I just went with, like, the biggest, boldest colors I could think to do. And yeah, I'm excited about it. She likes it. I had to like steal it away from her and she forgot about it again. But once I weave in the ends and block it, she can wear it a
Can you
bit.
block it? Yeah, to get it a little bigger for her?
It's just, what I should have done is knit it, like I could keep going with the stripes on the bottom. I just didn't try it on her because these are mistakes I've continuously made recently of like, I just feel like knitting. I don't feel like timing it right to get her to try it on. So I just keep going with the pattern. But you could keep going this way, or I could have like, I think there was a larger size I could have tried to knit it. His sizing is sort of like, if you're knitting it in DK, do it this. So there was a lot of like question marks on what. Right. But I mean, even as a cute little crop jacket, it's adorable. So she'll wear it for a while and then.
Now you're going to put buttons on it, or?
I might do a button and like a little I-cord loop or something.
Yep.
That's what I've seen folks do. So.
Adorable.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. So that is just about finished, and I'm happy to have a new project.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what else have we got going on?
Well, we've got, other than our virtual knit night, which again next Wednesday.
Yeah, next Wednesday.
We have a few
7
other
p.m.
upcoming events.
Yep. Wayland, Massachusetts. The Russell Garden Center. It's going to be fabulous. They do a Peg Mallet runs just a fantastic festival.
Farm Fiber Days.
Farm Fiber Day at the Russell Garden Center. I've forgotten what the name of that main drag is, but it's in Wayland, Massachusetts, just a suburb of Boston. Yeah. And it's got a lot of farms that are there with their yarns from their flock. And obviously Junction Fiber Mill will be there. There's great food.
Yeah, it's sort of like the fiber take on their winter farmers market, right?
Yes, exactly.
So it's farmers market vibes, but like make it all fiber
all
with like
fiber.
A little bit of amazing food.
Yeah.
Also,
there was a great food truck the last time, man. I hope they're there. They unbelievable goat cheese, grilled cheese sandwiches.
And has this been going on longer?
Very long time.
Okay, so it wasn't like a COVID thing.
No.
Yeah.
Peg's been doing it for 20 plus years.
Yeah. Well, I won't be there, but you will. And
come on by.
It's a great day. And then just like a week after that, I think, or something like that, we have our next open house.
Right, February. What did we say? 2nd.
Yep. So we're gonna try to stick to the first Fridays
for our open houses. Yeah.
Yep, just so everyone can get in the rhythm with it. But we've got
like us.
Yeah, like us. So we didn't do one in January because it was pretty close to the holiday one.
Right.
But we'll do February 2nd, 3 to 5 at the mill.
Yeah.
That is really the very best time to come for a tour here. Yeah, and I don't know.
That's getting close to a wrap.
Yeah,
we got a lot going on.
We sure do, and this baby's coming imminently. It feels like I'm like 31 weeks pregnant now. So we're just sort of like Peggy and I racing to see what are we gonna get done. There will be Millcasts while I'm on maternity leave, but it's gonna be a little bit different.
Yeah, it'll be me and a puppet.
Anyways, so we'll at a certain point we'll
figure it out.
We'll keep you updated.
Yeah.
All right.
Have a great week.
Bye.
Take care.